So what he writes per hour. So
We
that's,
gotta swear
that's,
in.
that's the way we've been doing it right along.
I'll get over there.
There's still one more.
Okay, ready?
Sure. Need room?
Nope.
Want a pad of paper?
Do I?
No.
Do I?
Oh.
Oh, I guess I better. I better pay attention there. It's 5 o'clock. Alright, thanks, Ben.
As soon as you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready when you are. Go ahead.
You ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
Okay, Pat McLaughlin came in today, the guy from the Covenant
Yes.
Church.
Yeah.
Okay, and he just wanted to let me know, he just came in to tell me what went on when he came in to see you guys.
Sure.
So what he's doing right now is checking with the insurance carrier to see if they can come here, and also if they can make home deliveries. Apparently he spoke to Meals on Wheels, did you know that?
Yeah. I knew he was gonna check with them.
Yes, well, he
Yeah.
did, because they told him about some shut-ins that, you know, they service, and so he's kinda hoping that they might be able to do something with them.
Good.
So he'll he's gonna let us know what happens with that. And then he mentioned that, I think you guys suggested that if they are able to do it on a Wednesday or something, that they put signs up at the schools.
Somebody had mentioned that, but yeah.
And also, he asked me about doing something at rescue, so I gave him Dan's information, so he's gonna contact him. So, they're really good. I mean, I can't believe how, I don't know what the word I want is, proactive they've been
Yeah.
on trying to get people down there.
Yeah.
You know, and I've sent quite a few people there, and I have the flyers in the front, so if somebody comes in,
Good.
I've seen people take them.
Good.
You know,
Yeah.
No, I forgot what they call themselves.
it's the New Covenant Baptist Church from
North Berwick.
North Berwick.
And that's for the, okay, I didn't wanna write just the free meals.
Well, it's food. It's a food pantry. It's not.
Okay.
So it is a food pantry. So
Okay.
you can put that. As opposed to free meals, because they don't like serve meals there. It's a food pantry.
You said that was Baptist Church.
Covenant, yeah, New
New
Covenant.
Yeah.
So he'll just let me know when he gets any more information. I had a question about 425 Cowbrook Highway. I had a call, and I can't even remember, they're selling it. And it was Jay Van Houten's place right next to the House of Pizza.
Okay, yeah.
And there was a question as to whether it was a 2-unit apartment building. Now, I don't have it listed that way. I have it as a single family. So it's something you guys might want to
Knock on the door and find out.
I don't even think anybody lives there.
Oh, okay.
We probably don't want that house number in the,
Yeah, it's
Yes.
public information.
do we?
I know
Did you check
that
with codes? See if they have
I did not,
anything in
but
it?
that's probably a good idea. I might have just had this note randomly on this paper, but I'm pretty sure it's not, but I will check with him tomorrow. Now, I wanted to give you guys, if you have time, which I know you're probably not, but the GA application, you were talking about
Yep.
needy fund.
Yep.
Now, I spoke to somebody at another town who does GA, and they have a needy fund. And I was gonna call another friend, but they're not open on Monday, but she said that, their needy fund is strictly for oil.
Okay.
Heating stuff,
Yep.
that's it. But what happens is, and again, she's the GA person, so she is the one who decides whether or not she's gonna let them use money from the needy fund. So this is where we just need to talk about it and figure it out, because I understand that you guys are the overseers of the poor, so I guess technically any GA person is, you can be privy to, but on the other hand, to me, the more people who know somebody who's in GA, the more chance of, you know, the name getting out, and it's gonna come back on me that I'm telling people who's GA. Just wanna throw that out there. So what she does is she has that person, whoever it is, fills out an application for GA, so that she can see if they qualify. If they do not qualify, then she makes the decision. And she does the same thing we do, telling them that, you know, it's basically a one-time deal.
So part is, I mean, when I walked in, there was very little known about the needy fund. I mean, it's that discrepancy of what's actually in there, what we can use, what's not. Haven't seen any policy on how it's created, no policy on what we can use it for,
And I only
Yeah,
know
probably
because
was
I
there
was
when you
told by
walked
the
in.
selectmen.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, we've got this other fund.
Yep.
If somebody comes in that doesn't have any, and they just gave me, because I was receiving the GA people,
Yep.
they just gave me the authority, if you wanna call it that, to decide if I thought that somebody, you know, could use it.
Yep.
I mean, I've got a list, which we can look at some point, or I can count and tell you from the time I started working here, of all the people that I know of that have come through me for the needy fund, and it's not that many people. You know, in the last year or so, it's probably been more than it's ever been.
Because my understanding is donation based.
It
People
is,
would come in.
and that's the reason that.
Hopefully not a trust of some sort that has terms to it that we don't know what it is. You know, that's
Well, but that's
a
the
lot of questions.
problem with that too, is because remember, or we still think that there's that $35,000 that's
Yep.
supposed to be available, but
Yep.
we don't really know
Yep.
the terms of that. Although didn't that specify in that trust that it was for the,
I don't know that she's figured out exactly what had time to even dig into that. There's a lot of terms on trust that we're discovering that are here, there, and everywhere type of thing. But I don't know if that. Well, it's not the Shafley Trust Fund, because I know there's a lot more than that. That's supposed to be used for the needy of the town as well, but only a certain
Right,
amount of it, only half of the interest that's gained or something like that.
I thought they consolidated all those funds years ago.
Can't consolidate trusts. They put them in the general fund,
Yes.
but they are not by law. They're
They
supposed to be in
don't change the
separate
name,
funds.
they didn't
Right.
change the name.
right, they're all still their separate things, they're just, the
Yeah.
money's in a different spot, I think is how that went.
Yeah, they were in the general fund when I walked in here, when Jeanette walked in here, which the auditors have said that's a big no-no. They're supposed to be over here in separate bank accounts. So now they're moved. They're in separate accounts.
And I'm pretty sure they were originally,
Yeah, oh, that's probably what he's remembered.
yeah,
Got moved over.
yeah.
Can I just have you set payroll on my desk and close my door?
Yeah.
Before you go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Christine.
Bye. So anyway.
We got a question from the public.
Excuse me,
yes.
I'm
Well,
sorry, I
one,
have
so
to
we
raise
can
my
have them
hand,
all.
I've been
Yeah.
chastised about not raising my hand. I would like to know, didn't we just have a referendum item about like $24,000 and change that was for?
General assistance.
And that's not what GA is?
GA is different than the needy fund. General assistance is mandated by the state. And all our guidelines come from the state.
Okay.
And that's, you know, we have an application from the state that they have to fill out, and there are guidelines they have to go by in order to find out if they're eligible.
She's going to class on Wednesday night.
The needy fund
So she's asking for that
is
Friday off,
something
so she
that
doesn't do any
we
overtime.
get donations from
Needs to have us sign
citizens.
it.
Okay.
Or some York County Community Realtors sends us a donation. Anyway, that money is in there for, say, a family that doesn't qualify for general assistance, but are in a rough spot and might need help one time.
So what was the referendum question? What did that specifically?
That would have been the
Second.
budget for general assistance.
So that went into general assistance, but there's a separate, now, and also a needy fund.
But that's not money that we vote on. The needy fund isn't money we vote on because
It's all
that money gets
donation.
donated.
Okay, okay. I'm just questioning because I didn't know there was separate
Yeah,
general assistance and needy fund. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Thanks.
I think I
This is the,
explained that. Are we on like camera?
Your new code enforcement, yes.
We're on camera?
Oh yeah, candid camera, smile, Sue.
So, you know, just something to talk about, I guess, and think about.
Yeah, we did send this the other day.
I thought we had,
Where do we put the,
but I don't know, nobody can seem to find it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, this one.
Once they're done, I can take them.
Oh, all right.
If you want.
You want me
Yeah,
to
if you
stick
wanna
them back
go
in her
ahead,
little
I'll
plant
catch up
bin?
on that. Or you already signed some of them?
I signed
You
all of
already
these.
signed that.
Yeah, I've already been through these.
I'm the one that's.
Oh, you're delinquent.
Oh, all right.
I'm delinquent.
Cause I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead, I'm
if you
delinquent.
don't need extra stuff on your desk, I'll put them in a bin.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
As long as I know where they've gone, so I don't check it off my brain.
well, I thought that might help.
Yep, it does. Yep.
Okay, so anyway, that's just some thoughts on my part with the, cause you had mentioned about wanting to do an application.
You like to have some sort of application. I mean, I know
Right.
it's very loose, but at least then.
Well, and again, we can use this application and, you know, go by the fact that, okay, well, you don't, and this is the other thing too, which is good with this, is, okay, so they don't qualify for general assistance. It might even bring up something that would say, okay, but I can help you in an emergency general
Yeah,
assistance
I see what you're saying.
situation.
I like that. Yep.
Or if they completely do not,
Yeah.
and we feel that, you know, it's a one-time deal and, you know, that's how it would work out, then we could. I mean, it's a little bit more, you know, it's a little bit more work in a way, but I think it's a good way to keep it under control. And again, like I said, you never know. They might qualify for emergency general assistance.
You know, another appointment that I haven't seen come through. Maybe
As
I'm
general
wrong.
assistance administrator.
Yep.
I know, and I'll have to mention that too.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you want on those, if you use that same form, at least
Yeah, we can do a
try to
different
process them
numbering
as GA.
system.
Yeah, no,
And
GA.
I can write on it, you know, I can write needy fund or something.
Yep.
Okay,
Let's go to that.
all right, oh, and then this is, I guess this can go with our reassessing questions, but the Gallants,
Okay, Norma.
Norma and
Yep.
Bruce. Well, and the reason this came more to my attention is because I got a deed now that separates their house that they're in now from the farm.
Okay.
So they finally separated that off to another piece. But currently, that house, the farmhouse, I hate to call it a farmhouse, you know, the assessment's $130,000 and there's a one-car garage. Now, there are several buildings on that property,
Yeah,
which
sign
again,
them.
there's several buildings on a lot of property. Just something to think about. So when we do I'll put it in my little pile of other stuff, all right?
Yep.
Okay. And I guess the only other thing was that
You said she had a question on your contact.
Shirley, oh yes, she said she's gonna likely be gone when the tax bills come out. So she wants to know if she could come in and post-date an abatement request, so that when the tax bills come out, if she's not here, we can submit it. I mean, you know, like I said to her, I hate to have to write this thing all over again, but
Well, that's the thing, because she
Well,
can call you on the phone.
she can, and I can do it over the phone.
You need to go right down through them, sign them all.
So I didn't even think about that.
We're aware of that
That's
situation right now, so even though she's supposed to sign it.
Well, and I've done it
whatnot,
for people over the phone before anyway.
you just write it that it was taken over the phone or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think I even did that, to be honest with you. I think there's nobody signed it except me. But yes, I didn't think about that when I spoke to her, but yeah,
That'd be better.
she can call
Yeah, that'd be
after
clean,
she
it'd be
gets her
cleaner.
bill and
Yep.
request.
We don't put names on this.
That's just a regular abatement request, so you can put map and lot number if you want. I'd have to go look, see what it is. We probably
Well, I
got it
can
right
tell
there.
you.
I'll just for tonight, I'll just put down.
I think I can
discussed
tell you.
abatement.
It's the map and lot
Just put map and
is,
lot number on it too.
it's R3.
Yep.
33
Yep.
dash 3A.
3A. Okay, thank you, Sue.
Okay. All right, so I guess that's all I've got for now.
Okay, cool.
Get out of here.
Yes, do your,
Keep it under your hat.
okay. I will. Nobody's gonna know. Hi, Ronnie. You can have a seat. Deb, I can get you another chair if you want.
Hey, look,
No, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
comfy. Thank you, so.
Hey Ronnie, come on in.
I taking the chair away
I
from you?
looked it up
No.
on the, I found it on the, it's unusual, usually we don't do this way, but
It's that one. Yeah, no, that's our first stipend.
right. It's up to you if you choose to sign that, I didn't sign it, there's no place to sign it, I'll put it that way.
yeah, sign it, what is it?
It's half of her summer pay, summer vacation, she's in charge of recreation.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean,
She gets paid twice a year, you know, so
Oh,
this
I
is her
see.
second half.
Right.
The second half of the stipend.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just
There-
regular pay.
That's right.
Well, it's all right over here.
Yeah, it's in the,
Yeah,
We wanted to ask you. You got two leaving the transfer station, so wanted your input on what you thought you needed up there. Do you need two up there for the hours that they were doing, or one could do it?
I'd like two, because I like to have one on the back, one on the front, and one over on the TVs.
Because I know your hours are increased right now, up to 34 for the last 3 or 4
Right,
weeks.
only
but that's just
because I've
they're-
lost,
yeah.
right. Otherwise, they go right back to 29.
My only concern would be that it's probably going to be tough, because you were doing, what, 11 hours? You were doing 11 hours at the time?
Yeah, 9 and 2.
9 and 2. So I don't know, you know, that's going to be tough to
Well,
advertise it. So I didn't know if you combine the hours, if you could use that one person, or, that was my question anyway.
my part was around 22 hours.
You were doing 22?
Yeah, around
22 and a half.
Yeah, 22 and a half.
Until we got somebody, Robert's gonna fill in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill in,
Yeah.
and when we get the two, we can go right back to the same schedule that we had before.
We'll try.
As far as Royce goes and Paul goes, I couldn't ask for any better workers. And but when Paul, I'm not saying that because you're here, you know I feel that way. But if and Royce, no matter what I ask him to do, he does it and never questions it. And but when he ran for selectman, we made an agreement that if he got elected, I wasn't going to have two selectmen up there. It's bad enough with one. So I said, if he wins, I said, you both are out of here, and you understand that. So when they gave me their resignations, I guess you put it in the paper for,
I got him right here.
oh, okay. And that's what the agreement we had. But if he resigned from a selectman or he resigned, I would hire them back in a minute, because they are loyal, they're always on time, and so on and so forth.
I missed 5 days since 1998.
There you go.
But
Shame on you. No.
and as long as whoever, I don't know how many names you've got.
For applications,
Yeah.
I think there's 2 or 3. I see another one came in today.
Okay.
So 2 or 3.
I just expect them to be loyal. And believe it or not, Ben, I know you think there's a lot of politics being talked up there. Yeah, only from what I hear.
Yeah.
But let me tell you
You
something.
should know better, being selectman as long as you were. I believe half of
You're right.
what you hear.
But I want to tell you, Paul, when he ran against the other Paul, never once was his name mentioned or yours. And I tell them all up there, don't talk politics up here. And they all know it. If they do and I don't know about it, but if I find out about it, they're corrected right away. And as far as I go, I'm in that office running that one in the front there. I don't even go outside at all unless somebody asks for me for something, then I go out. But usually I stay right on the inside.
Yep.
I just wanted to make that clear.
So again, I guess what we're gonna need, I need from you, and if I can get it even now, I'll get it to Sue so we can get the jobs posted.
Yeah.
Is a job description of some sort. I mean, what was he doing? What was he doing? You know, what's going to be their
Everybody
jobs?
did everything.
Well,
Yeah.
I need something.
I teach them everything that goes on up there.
That
Like
way
when
if
Royce
somebody's
came
out,
up.
you don't have
No.
to teach at the last minute.
You what?
And so that way if somebody's out sick, you don't have to teach somebody at the
Right,
last minute.
I can call any of them right away. and
You wanna write up a job description for it? Or
it-
you wanna just?
It would almost be exactly what I gave you when I wrote up what my job was, cause
Okay.
they learn the same things that I learned.
Okay,
And,
Cause I'm not gonna be there forever, so I make sure they all know.
remind them that if something happens, we go, I've been, he's been, for an hour or two, we don't, you know what I'm getting at? Something happens and they need us for 2 hours, we go and we take 2 hours, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
It
they'd
don't
even-
happen that often,
To
but.
fill in.
They'd even been for an hour, but I don't do that.
Yeah, right. But I can't, you're not gonna get any responses to somebody that we're advertising you to fill in for 2 hours a week, you know? they're
No,
not gonna
right.
get
what I
anything,
mean is
so,
it does
I know what you
happen.
mean, yeah. It's an on-call type of situation, you know?
It's roughly 20
flexible
hours a week, but sometimes it's more,
Okay,
you know.
that's
If
where,
I'm gonna be out, then they have to, you know, fill in for me.
yeah. I'd have to look, I don't know, what was he averaging per week?
20, 22,
I was around 22.
And you were at 11?
11.
So 30.
Yeah, so if you advertised it to 15 to 18 hours a week or something like that, that's probably
That would cover
for
it,
2 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Paul was very good. He had 11 hours and that was it every week.
It's a little difficult, because when you get Saturdays going up there, we need everybody. At least on Saturday mornings.
Did you go see about those 2 jobs I told you about?
I haven't yet, Ronnie. I checked on another one myself this morning, another one I had promised to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And not that I want you
don't know if
guys
I'm
to resign,
employable or
but
not.
if you
We'll
did
find out.
resign or Royce resign, I'd hire you back in a minute.
Alright, so I can look, but give me some rough idea so I can get this to Sue. Job responsibilities, do you mind just kind of throwing them out?
Running the 2 compactors,
Yep,
taking care of the TVs when they come in, the refrigerators, air conditioners,
what's that entail? I mean, you
Collecting
prep
money.
them,
Col-
just collecting the
fees.
money. Oh, collecting the
Fees.
fees, okay.
But also packing away the TVs in the
And,
boxes, and
like
setting up
this-
the boxes, that sort of thing.
This week I think we had
Refrigerators.
20 coaches that came in. And some
Oh,
of
wow.
them, you know, we have to take care of because right off, if they get wet, then we have to pay more when it goes in the container. But this week, everybody must have got a new couch or sofa, whatever. And they're heavy. You know, some of them are the 2 things on the side, the easy chairs, or the, what's the other one? The bed
Sleepers.
inside.
Yeah, right,
Wait a minute.
fold out, sleeper couches.
I do all the calling to waste management and, or for the refrigerators, the Freon, the iron, and iron, we must be making good on the iron. I don't know if it's down or not, the price, but we got another load ready to go. I had to
People
call
clean
And
him.
if Ronnie is out, or whatever, he designates one person that'll make the calls to the waste management or whoever for that
Sure.
kind of thing. That's all done ahead of time.
Sure.
Another thing, Ben, only because I talked to the lady today, the girls come up and they take care of the flowers and that up there. And every year we send them $40. It isn't much, but I send them $40. And so I talked to them today and I said, did you get the check this year? And she says, no. And I said, well, I haven't put in for it. Do I have to put in a PO for that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's only $40, but they do a great job.
Yeah.
Part of that description too, is gonna be that we have to deal with the public, with the
Yes.
taxpayers. You gotta be able to do that.
People laugh about people getting elected from the transfer station, but everybody that comes up there, we haven't had any complaints. They're really good to people when they come up, helping them unload. If any of the older people come in, they blow their horn and we go out and unload their.
If they got a handicap
Yeah.
plate, we automatically run out.
A lot of times, yes. Most of the time.
One we lost, the guy on the Center Road. Remember, he was so fat. And when he got out of the car, it took him so long to unload everything. So I just went out and said, from now on, when you can just blow your horn, we'd be glad to do it for you. Well, he just died, so we don't have to do him anymore.
Trying to think, I think as long as they're 18 years, that's fine. I'll double
Yeah.
check with the insurance company, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's fine.
And they do sweeping too. So we
Yeah.
have to keep in front there all swept up and on the other
Yep,
side.
yep, clean up, yep,
When the vendors come in, like the TV people,
yep.
somebody has to be able to kind of help us. We don't load for them, but we have to be there to help make sure everything's going okay.
And the only one that comes in, Ben, off hours is the metal.
Right,
His
pickup.
his truck is so big in that if he came when somebody was there, the traffic would be terrible.
Have you looked into Lamberts versus Berwick?
No.
I mean, Lamberts has been paying a lot better than Berwick for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if
I'll
it'd be
check
wise
on
to look into that.
I'll check on it.
And I know they will come get it too.
Yeah. Royce was telling me that they pay better up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I switched before Little Everett over. Yeah.
If there isn't much difference in the price, I do like Berwick because when I call them, they come up and
Yep.
they're
And
pretty
they
good.
pick up your batteries and
What?
the,
Oh yeah, they take all our batteries,
Sure they do.
all
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So,
the wires, you know.
yeah.
All right, so I got roughly 15 to 18 hours per week, flexible schedule required. Just a rough description of running both compactors, dealing with TV recycling and appliances, collecting fees, general cleanup, good customer service skills, on-site training available, 18 years old or older,
Great.
something
Yeah.
like that, and above, I'll put.
And there's no machinery that they run except for the compactor. I mean, we don't have any.
However, we do have to watch ourselves with traffic.
Yeah.
You what?
Traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we
Saturdays.
could have 100 signs up there, but they'll still come in about 35, 40 miles an hour and slam on the brakes just before they hit somebody.
Boots.
And the traffic is pretty good. All of a sudden it's bumper to bumper. Then all of a sudden, wow, there's
Yeah,
nothing.
goes away.
Then they all start coming again. We always say they follow the waste management truck in.
Steel toe boots. You were doing what, 2 of those a year?
No,
Steel toe?
one.
Only one?
Just one.
But you're gonna have 2 brand
As a
new
matter of
employees
fact-
up there, so
But as a matter of fact, we've been skipping a year to save on the money.
Right.
If their
I
shoes are
paid-
pretty
I
good.
paid for my own last year.
Right.
I think we all did.
Do we have to return our shoes?
Yeah, we have to return that shoe.
Like this year,
you might
too,
still need steel toe in here, you never know.
Yeah, that's right.
ever since they complained on the damn boots at the budget committee, I tried to.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
I said, if your shoes are good, let's go another year.
And it looks like Paul and I are both wearing safety glasses. I know I ordered them automatically anyways. That
Yeah.
was
yeah, okay, that gives me a good idea.
I think that about covers it. You guys think of anything?
I think we pretty well got it. Just
Helping people unload, that's a good one.
Yeah,
When they come up on
Once in
Saturdays when it's bumper to bumper, I
once in
have
a
one
while.
on each side to help unload.
Once in a while, we're required to run a shovel for various things. Sometimes you gotta clean up with a shovel out there, if somebody makes a mess,
A
or
broom or a
winter
rake.
time, yeah,
general cleanup, yeah.
winter time snow.
Remember, we pay for every word, so you wanna keep it as small as possible.
The old lady said to me, I went to help her, she says, no, it's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They feel sorry for it, Paul.
Yeah.
All right, you had also sent us a letter to what you
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to discuss, so you wanna go in executive session to talk about that?
Doesn't make
It's up to
it,
you.
I don't think it makes any difference.
Okay,